Hi. When I first moved to the West Bank in New Orleans, it was in 2008. I moved into a cute little apartment that was in Algiers Point, a neighborhood that I still live in. And I actually still live right next door to where the place I moved into 17 years ago. And it was a cute little apartment. I actually have a video. I actually have a short little video that I shot when I first moved in that I was actually sending to my mom because my mom wanted to see my new place, and she lives way out west. And so I shot. I think I have a quick little video. It'd probably be low resolution. It was shot on an old Android phone, and well, you'll see some of this looks familiar from that video. All right, everybody. This is Matt's new place. This is my view where my office is. Nice little area. I've already got some shit moved in. That's a heater, a little gas heater for all of y'all that don't know. Gotta have tunes. I'm just barely moving in. I've been moving shit over in my car, so it's still empty. There's my stove. I had to christen the place. This is gonna be my room, my only room. There's some shit I've moved over already. Air conditioner kind of kicks in here. I turned it off because it was interfering with the camera, aka phone. And it's my little bathroom. The shitter, so that's where the business happens. And shower, just all that stuff. Put a hook up there and hang the shower head from. If those of y'all don't know, hey everybody, don't really know New Orleans technology. That's very popular as a setup like that. What's weird about this place that a lot of places in New Orleans don't have is this has a lot of built-in storage. I don't know if you can see this or not, but the contrast ratio that's going on here, it just looks black on my screen here. But there's a bunch of shelves in there. I've got a closet here. And I am on the second floor. So I move back over into my jobber here, my office. This is, other people own the place, have that. This is all the parking back there. I'm sure you recognize the Saturn. Somebody else here drives one too. Smart driver. Smart car purchaser anyway. And that's our whole backyard. It's private off-street parking. My fridge. I made my very first food item today. Ice. But anyway, bunch of storage in the kitchen. And this tiny ass little kitchen, I mean, I can store all kinds of shit in here. There's all that. Which, again, is kind of rare for New Orleans to find a little place like this that has all these cabinetry and shelving and shit. Alright, now for the nerd talk. This is where the Cox comes in. I've got Cox Basic already wired into the building that I'm going to be running my TV on. I'm also going to be running my TV on the Media Center jobber that you see in one of my other videos. That cable terminates to right down there. I don't know if you can even see that or not. But for the internet connection, I'm bringing in a Bell South 3 meg connection with a 768 upstream, I believe. And it's going to come in through right there probably. So I'm going to have a couple of desks in here, one used as a workbench probably, one clear I'm probably going to eat at and shit, and one I surf the internet at. And going to run a network cable through the wall. Going to follow this Cox connection that's coming in here. Goes in there and it goes to the wall that way. And then comes out via the cable right there. I'm going to run a network cable next to it. Now I put to my computer right there. It runs the TV server I call it. Media Center PC. Here's my little stoop. And my stairs might be a little bitch to move up into. There's a cat in my car, checking it out, I guess. So, my new place. Alright, y'all. I'm tapping 4 minutes on this. I gotta go home and upload it. Y'all have a good night. So my desk was in this corner. Internet connection came in through one of these holes, and that was where my little modem and all that sat. And I had a little workbench on this side, and this is the kitchen. I had a little Foreman grill I used to cook on right here. There was a cabinet that was up here. I don't know where these signs came from. And obviously it's from when they patched something around here. But having lived on the property so long, I kind of know a little bit about it. It was an old doctor's office. In the 1920s, it was built. So the house is 100 years old. The bones. And when you look up, you can tell. These come off as looking darker on the phone than they do in real life. Like they almost look like they've been burned or something, but they haven't been. You can still see saw marks on it from when they were milled. And so the house has been chopped up a bunch of different times and in a bunch of different ways. For example, this was where my old apartment ended. The landlord's bedroom was actually back there. And you can see there used to be a door here. And it's made out of the old lumber, this stuff. This stuff's a little bit newer. Not much newer, but it's still newer. This is where my kitchen cabinets were. So it was probably never meant to be a kitchen back here. This wall was added in. And you see, it's really just, it's there to hold up drywall, because this is where the bathroom used to be. Used to be a tub, went across the back there. And there was a little kitchen sink here. Then there was a little cabinet up on the wall right here to hold some towels and stuff like that. This was my old living room. I used to have living room / bedroom. I used to have a little desk right there, a little drawer right there with the TV on top of it. Bed was in this corner. That was drywalled off. See right here where there's this door? Or where there used to be a door? That was a wall. And it goes into, let's just keep to my old apartment first. And then, I guess we're done. And then I had a little closet right here. When you put on your going to court clothes. And this is just a pillar. There's no fireplace in this house. It's just a brick pillar. Holding the house up. So this room that I just walked into is actually my old landlord's. They don't own the building anymore, obviously. They sold the building. Well, she died, and then her husband sold the building, and then they're completely renovating the whole thing. And I just kind of want to document this while I still can. So the stairs was in the landlord's old apartment. The landlord's apartment was in the middle of the building. We'll go down there later. And so when you came up the stairs, there was a bedroom here and a bedroom there. I don't know which one was their main one, but you can see, back in the day, you used to be able to go off back into there. And like I said, it was built to be some kind of doctor's office back in the day, a little clinic. The neighborhood here is very much, so back in the day, this was a shipping community. And there's a lot of ports around here, dry docks and stuff like that. And there used to be an old railroad yard up the street. So, back at it like 100 years ago. And so more than that, 200 years ago. But the neighborhood grew kind of out from those. And then as things were needed, they were built, for the needs. And so this place was a little clinic. It was a little doctor's office. And I'll do a video where I come in from the front and it all makes sense because it's almost like there's a waiting room up there. Now we see it in this configuration. So that was where the old landlord's apartment was. It was up here, and then this was walled off. Might have been a little closet here, but this was walled off. There was a closet here, but it was for the apartment over there. This was the bathroom for the apartment that was in the front. It was apartment A. I'll just call it the apartment in the front though, because it's easier for y'all to just know that that's the front of the house. I came in to the back of the house. So this was the bathroom, and then this is the tub, the old clawfoot tub that used to be in this apartment. I've lived on property so long that I've worked on plumbing in here. I've done a little bit of electrical work. I've been kind of a half-assed maintenance guy for a lot of stuff around here. And will actually say that I replaced this pipe right here. And when I did, the one that was in here before was just busted off, so like right there, and the end of it was all rusted off and the end had broken off, and that's why it needed to be replaced. But this joint right here, try to get this pipe off, was the nastiest joint I've ever had to do. I ended up crushing the pipe so much to where it finally just fell apart, and I was able to just pick it out of there and then clean up the threads and then put in this new piece and then call it done. But still, that kicked my ass right there. But anyway, sorry, it's just a side adventure. There was an old clawfoot tub right here with a little towel bathroom. And then there was the old closet right here. This was walled off, but it's clearly an old door frame. Like in the apartment, I might say James's apartment a few times because a guy named James used to live here. And but in this apartment, there was like this door was still here, but it was just like all screwed shut, and you couldn't go in it anymore. So it's weird seeing this. That would have been the old landlord's smaller bedroom there. And then staying in this front apartment here, this was his kitchen, and then this was his little bedroom. It's a little closet. Little view of next door. It's a cute little property too. And then that was his living room. But let's get there by going through the way of like the doors take us. This was his bathroom. Kitchen. This was his kitchen. Hot water heater. There's a back door right there. A little set of stairs outside. Old drafty New Orleans apartment. There's a sink. I have a sink like this in my apartment too. I love it. Yeah. Just antique stuff. The thing's cast iron. You can't break it. You can chip it because it's enameled, but you can't break it. I love my sink. Mine's much cleaner than that though. And then people have used this room as a bedroom. They'd put a bed back there in the corner, and then maybe a couch back here, and then living room, front door, obviously. Living room, put a TV back there. But now that you know this place used to be an old doctor's office, you see it's got a nice entryway. Killer porch, by the way. And then, so when you would have come in, you see this is all like one big waiting area. And then there's, a door back there, and then probably some type of triage over here, or check-in area. And then there would have been, I don't know, I'm kind of just figuring this out as I go. Because I do think that these boards were added later. I don't think these were part of the original. Otherwise, there'd be a bottom plate, right? Huh. But maybe a triage area where the kitchen was, and then some examination rooms back there. And then downstairs might have been some offices or more places to see patients. Not sure. I'm gonna go down there now. Yeah, all this stuff about the doctor's office stuff, I'm not sure how the layout was in this place. I'm downstairs now, and I think it was probably just the basement down here, probably used for storing stuff and whatnot, but yeah, I'm underneath the porch now. That's the porch upstairs. The front door would be right here somewhere. Yeah, there's a pipe that sticks up through the hole right there. This would have been Silas's front door. Or Silas was our old neighbor. Guy that lived down here. That's where all the gas meters in the building are located. It's just underneath a set of stairs in the front, which seems, super cool to work on. And any little stub outs like these were from gas heaters. You'd have a wall-mounted, like, ceramic heater dealio. Or in some cases, there would just be a hose coming out to a deal that sat there and just had a little pipe in it with a bunch of holes in it and a cover over the top of it, and it just shot flame up out of the top of it. And the whole thing would get hot. But it would make the air real dry if you left it on for a long period of time, or if you left it on high for a long period of time. So you'd often take an old pot and fill it with water and then set it on top of it, and it would slowly steam off, and it would make the place a little bit more pleasant. Because that's what I had upstairs. And then this was a kitchen. I think there was washer and dryer hookups in here at one point too, but I think all that stuff's gone. There was an air conditioner in there. This was added on. But I think this is original. Stuff just built over. If you hear anything creaking, or there's a vent upstairs that'll roll up every once in a while. It's real windy outside today. This was an old bedroom for the front apartment downstairs. There was 2 closets next to each other. Just love the old floors in here. And one of them cast iron sinks. And then now we're in the kitchen of my old landlord. They were nice people. I mean, I wouldn't have lived on property so long if they weren't. And, wow, look, they just added the wall on top of the drywall here. Back in the day. Somebody did. Yeah, and they just added a wall there. Straight up just built it right up to the wall. Right up to the drywall in the ceiling. Yeah, floors are cool. Going back into this front apartment here. This was the bathroom. There was a tub in the corner here. There was a little counter right here. The throne was back there. This would have been the living room of my old landlord. I have no idea where this set of lockers came from. They were not here before. And they're actively renovating it. So, I mean, there's tools and stuff back here. I just wanted to come in and take a look before it's all different. A lot of memories in this place. Cool old set of shelves. It's all built in. Signed my lease on this corner. My old landlord was in the circus, believe it or not. And there were a lot of pictures on the wall here of her performing. She was a belly dancer. Back in the 60s. This was the bathroom. Little storage area. This was a little office that they had, but they didn't use it. It was more for storage. This was a utility room. Sort of the washer and dryer that they used to have were back there. Back here is where all the hot water heaters were for the entire property. There's a pipe going across the dodging some shit in here. Yeah, this is where all the water heaters were, except for the apartment up front. It had its own water heater. I mean, it had the water heater in its unit, but this was where the water heater was for all of the units back here. There was a unit back there, a unit up top, this unit, and then the unit in the top up front, and then Silas is in the front. So yeah, 5 units. And they actually, this is a New Orleans thing, put a door between this unit and that unit, because technically if you have more than four units on your property, you have to register as a commercial business. So what a lot of landlords did was they just put a door somewhere and then just say, hey, your electricity is included on this one. And then the door might even be screwed shut. You know, it probably didn't even work. But it was part of their dwelling unit. So technically there was only 4 units here. There wasn't 5. And that was just to get around, you know, a tax law. But then in this unit back here was always a bad flooding problem. I think it was an old back porch. And I think I'm right, because it looks like there's siding up there. I've always assumed that this was just a back porch that was built on. Like, for example, see how there's an old footer back here? And then it goes up. And all that's painted in there. That's up above the false ceiling there. Because this would have been like my old apartment upstairs, this would have been an open porch like it is on the house next door. But at some point it was walled in and they created a unit in it. See, charge more, you know. You see, the house next door is like that. It's actually all, you know, it's where we hang out and stuff. When you look at the floors, that's when you can tell, you know, old doctor's office vibes. And they've got them all covered up, so I think they're going to try to save those, which is cool. Anyway, I think my work here is done. Yep. Alrighty. Like I used to sit here and work, and with this view, most houses in New Orleans, and you can tell by looking at how close they are, all back here. Most houses in New Orleans, you have, you know, if you have a window like this, you're usually looking right at another house, you know, that's 5 feet away. So to have this area to sit in here and work, like, this is cool. And even if it was a parking lot, this is all, if it's full of construction debris back there now, but you know, still something better to look at than just another house. All right, this is Matt.